What's up, YouTube? Polska Garage back with another update. Just right off the bat, I'm going to answer your questions. Yes, the turbo kit is holding up fine. The engine is not, however. I am getting major blow-by right through the VTA breather there, almost right off the start. So something's wrong internally. I'm getting crankcase pressure right off the bat, so it's getting pulled and a twin turbo kit's going on. This is getting sold to a local buyer. So yeah, I've decided to make a quick video before pulling it. So what I did is, to install it, I used the Turbonetics instructions for the Turbonetics kit, the original instructions. There was one thing I had to do aside from that, and that's adjust the flow valve regulator thingy inside the fuel pump basket. Do not drill the holes that they tell you to drill in the instructions. Just scrap that page altogether. You're not gonna be doing that through the fuel pump basket. The only thing you're gonna need to do is install the 255 pump and drill out the regulator for the flow back. It basically is just, you do that just so you don't get crazy idle, crazy fuel pressure at idle. Other than that, you know, aside from the kit, I ended up getting the Cosworth manifold. I got it for $1,200 used. Got some bolts from Cosworth themselves because I wasn't sure on the sizes. And that's pretty much, that's all that was missing from that. And I ended up getting this breather catch can thing from Amazon. It was like $60 or something like that. I think it was like $60. And depending on your application, I'm not sure how your pipe is gonna, where your pipe's gonna put your filter, but I had to go with this type of a filter. It's a K&N, it's round. Like I said, depending on your kit and how it was made, quality will yield where your filter is going to land. I actually had to trim some off the bumper support right here to clear it. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. What else did I do here? Oh yeah, the brackets. You just use some L brackets for the intercooler, and then I don't know if you can see it here. No, it's all closed off by the engine undercover, but basically I got flat or L brackets underneath, the same type, and the intercooler that comes with the kit comes with threaded, welded on pegs already. So yeah, just get some L brackets, work with your bumper support. You should be able to get that thing in. Another thing I had to do, again, this is depending on the kit, but I had to trim some of my my fan shroud there. You see it? See the white on the plastic? And I had to trim over here as well underneath the pipe. Like I said, it's just the way the turbo was put. With once I got everything in, this is the best way I could get it to fit without banging all over the strut tower here and having issues with interference on the intake piping. It really was a pain to install this kit. I wouldn't recommend it to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. If this is your first time working on a car, you're like, I want to turbo my Z. Don't. You're gonna have a hell of a time. If you're gonna do that, buy something legit, something that's gonna bolt right up with minimal effort, and will, you know, not cause you a headache down the road. Like I said, if you read the description in my other videos, I'm sorry, not description, comments, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Just the headaches that I went through getting this thing to run. But for $2,300 and 400 horsepower of nothing but smiles, it's totally worth it. Again, 400 horsepower, that's at 11 psi. This is why the motor wet, so don't do that. Woo! I love my street. yeah. Another thing I ended up getting was a boost controller and a turbo blanket. Uh, um, like a heat sleeve for the is that the feed? Yeah, for the water pump from the radiator. And what else did I ended up replacing all the oil lines. I didn't use the cheap shit that came with the kit. Um, those are actually pretty good fittings. Um, what else? What else is there that I ended up getting that didn't come with the kit? Oh, you're gonna be missing some couplers. The intercooler, I needed to get some reducers. They didn't come with the kit. The ones that came with the kit were basically didn't fit. I contacted the company and they didn't do shit for me. So just so you know, those dudes won't do shit for you if you're missing anything from your kit. You're basically on your own. I've reached out to them. They basically never responded back after I told them what my issue was. They probably thought they were dealing with some dumbass, which they were definitely not. What else? Oh yeah. So I have the boost controller goes right to the Haltech ECM. It's wired directly to it. That right there, my intake manifold came with two nipples right there for vacuum source. One goes straight to the ECM, to the onboard map sensor, and then the other one goes straight to the boost gauge. I want to get accurate readings on both. That way my tuner had a good reading without any bullshit. And then, oh yeah, this is another funny thing. The vacuum hoses that come with the kit, do not use them. Here's why. I was getting a lot of turbo flutter towards the end of this turbo kit's or engine's career, and this line right here, this is the one I teed off of to feed the blow-off valve. It collapsed. It collapsed and never regained its shape. So it explains why I was getting all this crazy turbo flutter, because this mother effer was not opening at all. So yeah, that sucked. That sucked to find out just now. I wish I would have known about it earlier, but whatever. It is what it is. Not a big deal. I'm gonna get that taken care of when the new turbo kit goes on. Because of how this thing ended up sitting and everything, I have very tight clearance there. I ended up putting thick ass washers here. I want to say they're like 4 millimeter or something like that, just to give clearance underneath here. Again, you might not have to do that depending on your kit. Yeah, it's pretty. I think that pretty much covers it. I think, right? Let me double check. Again, this video is going to be uploaded. It's going to be uncut, so you're just going to have to deal with it. I don't have time to edit my videos. If you want to do it for me, by all means, I'll let you do it. I'll feed you beer. Okay. Because of my manifold, they actually had me install, because there's a check valve in this OEM hose here. This is not OEM anymore, but there's a check valve in there, and obviously I no longer have it, so the check valve had to be moved over here. This is what Cosworth recommended, so that's another thing I had to do. The line for the electronic for the wideband goes right here, and I have it cut into the grommet right there, and then fed it right through there. And I did the same thing for the vacuum lines for the boost gauge and the map sensor on the other grommet on the passenger side. So with all that, that's how you turbo your Z with the parts I used. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them in the video. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Just please read my other comments before asking the same questions, because it gets really irritating if you guys don't read the stuff, especially if I put time and effort into answering the question. But you guys, good luck on your projects, and I'll be sharing the progress of the ready kit when it starts going on, and the engine rebuild. Stay tuned for that. Take care, guys. Peace.